Let's open up with Colossians 3, verse 17.
The book of Colossians, chapter 3, verse 17. And whatsoever ye do in word or deed, do all in the name of Mashiach Yahushua, giving thanks to the power and the Abba by him.
Right, always giving thanks to the Most High in the name of the Mashiach Yahushua. He's our strength, our power. When all else fails, or when all else prevails, it's all by the power of the Most High God. The power of Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, the power of Israel. The only power that we call upon, the only power that we acknowledge, the only power that we accept. All of the gods on the earth are fake and false and phony. And a lot of people praising, a lot of putting their strength and their energy and their praise to a lot of other things other than the Most High. And that's through ignorance. Some people say they believe in the power of the universe. People believe in spirits. They don't want to believe in the Most High, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the God of Israel. Right? They rather believe in a false God. Give me Deuteronomy 32, 39. And then give me Psalms. First give me Deuteronomy 32, 39.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, verse 39. See now that I, even I, am he, and there is no power with me.
There's what?
There is no power with me.
Right, the Most High, he boasts, he said it's me, and there's no power with me. There's only one power, one true God. Read.
I kill, and I make alive.
Right, he said what?
I kill, and I make alive.
Right, he gave us life, and he can take our lives. So there's no other power that's worth serving other than the power that gave us life. Right? But see the same power that can take it back. Read.
I wound,
right,
and I heal.
Right.
Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand.
Right.
For I lift up my hand to heaven and say, I live forever.
I do what?
I live forever.
Our power lives forever. Right? Because he doesn't get doesn't get old. He doesn't age. He lives forever. So we have to serve him forever, knowing that he is the power, Yahweh, forever and ever. Right, read.
Verse 41. If I would my glittering sword and my hand take hold on judgment, I will render vengeance to my enemies.
Right.
And will reward them that hate me.
And that's what we all have to understand. The Most High, he's a judge, power of judgment. He said he's going to deal with those that hate him. He's going to reward them with death. He's going to reward them with destruction. So we wonder why there's so much death and destruction on the earth now. Why there's so much killings and people saying how things are so terrible now and that, but they don't take into account the relationship that the people have with the Most High God. Right? He's bringing that drama. He said, I kill and I make alive. All right, read.
I will make my arrows drunk with blood.
Come on.
And my sword shall devour flesh.
Right.
And that with the blood of the slain and of the captives from the beginning of the vengeance upon the enemy.
Read.
Rejoice, O ye nations, with his people, for he will avenge the blood of his servants.
That's right. He's going to avenge the blood of the Hebrew Israelites. All right. That's in the promise. He said, I'm going to avenge the blood of my servants. Who's the Most High servants?
Israel.
How do we prove that? And somebody say, well, I serve the Most High. I read the Bible. I go to church. I just love the Lord. Right? How do we prove who's the Most High servants, man?
495.
That's Isaiah what?
49.
49 and 5? Yeah.
Isaiah chapter 49 verse 5. And now saith the Most High that formed me from the womb to be his servant.
To be his what?
To be his servant.
Read.
To bring Jacob again to him.
Right.
Though Israel be not gathered, yet shall I be glorious in the eyes of the Most High, and my power shall be my strength.
That's pretty. That's good. But I need to say Israel is my servant. You know, that's Isaiah is saying I'm his servant. You know. All right, go ahead, come on.
44:1.
There you go. 44 and 1. There you go. Right to the point. Right? Isaiah 44 verse 1. Read that.
Yet now, Salaki, Isaiah chapter 44 and verse 1.
Come on.
Yet now hear, O Jacob, my servant.
Jacob, my what?
Jacob, my
See,
servant.
that's very direct. So anytime we pull precept, it got to be very direct and no way if somebody could swerve out of it. You know what I mean? Because they might, well, it doesn't say Israel.
Israel back.
I'm bringing Israel back too, right? No. Right? Read that.
Isaiah 44 and 1. Yet now hear, O Jacob, my servant,
Right?
and Israel, whom I have chosen.
Whom I have chosen. Right? Read.
Thus says the Most High, that made thee and formed thee from the womb,
Right?
which will help thee. Fear not, O Jacob, my servant,
My servant. Read.
and thou, Jeshurun, whom I have chosen.
Right? He said it twice. Right? So he made it abundantly clear who is his servant, who did he choose to serve him. Okay. One more. Leviticus 25:55. Leviticus 25:55.
Leviticus chapter 25, verse 55.
Yeah.
For unto me, Salaki, for unto me the children of Israel are servants.
Or what?
Are
You
servants.
see that? So that's right to the point. Unto me, the children of Israel are servants. So who do we serve? We serve the Most High God. We're his servants. All right. Read on.
They are my
They are
servants.
whose servants?
They are my
He said
servants.
they are my servants. So nobody can't come and tell you they're a servant unless they're Hebrew Israelite. Everybody understand that? Right? If they just are not knowing the scriptures. Is he making abundantly clear? He said, they are my servants. Read.
Whom I brought forth out of the land of Egypt.
So what about the Egyptians? Were the Egyptians his servants? Israel was his servant. The Egyptians were not. That show you that what? When he's saying they are my servants, he's talking about this nation. And the other nations outside of them are not his servants. All right? They're not his servants. All right? Read.
I am Yahweh, your power.
Well, whose servants are they? The other nations, whose servants are they? Who should they serve? Should they not serve the Most High? I mean, who should they serve?
Serve us.
They serve what?
They should serve us.
They should serve us. You prove that. You gotta prove that. You can't
Isaiah
just say
14.
that.
Isaiah 14:1.
You ain't gotta go nowhere. Stay in the same chapter. Go up to 46. 46. Leviticus 25:46. Read that.
Leviticus chapter 25, verse 46.
Come on.
And ye shall take them as inheritance for your children after you.
So 45.
45. Moreover, of the children of the
The
strangers,
children of who?
the children of the
These
strangers
are non-Israelites. Read on.
that do sojourn among you,
That do what?
do sojourn among
That
you,
live among us. Come on.
of them shall ye buy.
Of them shall ye buy. Meaning you can buy them. You can purchase the other nations that lived around us. That sojourn. What does it mean to sojourn?
Traveling
No.
To live.
to
Live.
live,
Live
well
how? Live how?
in your territory.
In our territory.
Amongst you.
Right? We don't sojourn amongst the nations now. Right? We're actually the sojourner now. Right? Because this is their kingdom. This is not our kingdom. So we are now the sojourners in this Americas and wherever you are in the earth today, because the different governments that rule the earth, we're sojourning with them. Right? But when they sojourn with us, that means they're under our laws, our commands, our customs, our traditions of Israel. Then they become a sojourner. Okay? But we understand that you can't be sojourning with Israel praising Buddha. Alright? It doesn't work that way. You're separated then. Okay? Read.
Start up at the top.
Uh-huh.
Leviticus chapter 25 and verse 45.
Read.
Moreover, of the children of the strangers
Right.
that do sojourn among you,
Come on.
of them shall ye buy,
Of them shall ye buy. I mean, you could buy them. Read on.
and of their families that are with you, which they begot in your land,
Which they had in your land. Come on.
and they shall be your possession.
They shall be what?
Your possession.
They shall be your possession. Read on.
And ye shall take them as inheritance for your children after you.
Right. You could pass them on to your children. They're your possession. So they're your servants. Read on.
to inherit them for a possession. They shall be your bondmen forever.
Yo, what kind of men?
Bondmen.
What is a bondman?
Slave.
Slave, can't leave. And you're in bonds, you can't leave. They should be your bondmen forever. Read on.
But over your brethren.
But over your what?
Brethren.
Your fellow Israelite. Read on.
The children of Israel.
Come on.
Ye shall not rule one over another with rigor.
Right, so it's a total different deal when you're dealing with your fellow Israelite. They can't be a bondman to you. All right, because they are the Most High servant. We are the Most High servant. We're not supposed to serve nobody but the Most High. Okay? In our captivity, we're forced to serve the other nations, but that in itself is an abomination. Even if they're being good to you, right? It's still wickedness when you got to serve them, right?
Yeah.
That's not the way it's supposed to be. Even if they give you the good job, they give you the good paycheck, you know what I mean, $40 an hour, right? It's still an abomination, right? Because we're not supposed to serve them. They on the golf course giving us a good check, right? While they teeing off, right? While they down at South Beach, you know, having breakfast. Star Island, having breakfast, you know, tea and crumpets, right? Or you slaving, trying to make their money, right? That's the difference. A lot of times we don't think in that pattern, but even if all things is what we're used to is going all right, man, you know what? I got a good job, pay my rent, pay this. That's the little mercies that the Most High has given us within our captivity. But we're still in captivity. Don't start thinking this is the way. This is the truth, this is the life. It's not the life. They ain't living the life to what? To these nations serve us. Okay? Give me Psalms 96 and verse 4. Psalm 96 verse 4.
Psalms chapter 96 and verse 4.
Oh, just for video purposes, LOZ, Treasure Coast. Right? I gotta remember to say that. We're in the Treasure Coast, holding it down, LOZ, Vero Beach. All praises to the Most High. So those either log on, come through. You know, this is where it's at. There's a link in the description, information on how to reach us. But this is the Light of Zion Ministry in Vero Beach, Florida. All right, let's go.
Psalms 96 and verse 4. For the Most High is great and greatly to be praised.
Right.
He is to be feared above all powers.
Above all what?
All powers.
Read the way it's written.
To be feared above all gods.
Right. The Most High is to be feared above all gods. Right? Because everything, the word God means power. That's why he's saying all powers. Right? But the Most High Yahweh is to be feared above all powers. No matter who think they got power on this earth. Authority, in other words. When I say power, I'm talking about authority. I'm talking about supernatural powers or anything like that. That word power means authority. There's many authorities on the earth. You know, the police is the authority, right? The court system is the authorities, right? But the Most High is to be feared above all authorities. Because when you say it like that, now you more understand what he's saying. When you say all power, what power are you talking about? You know what I mean? And you know, there's a lot of imagination that gets involved when you use the word power. But he's the top authority. What he said goes above what anybody else say go. All right, read.
Verse 5. For all the gods of the nations are idols.
Right, all the gods of the nations, what they follow, what they consider authority, what they deem as their guide, all right, or their source of strength, they're all idols. They're things, right? They look at things as their power. Their source. You know, for Esau, his money and his military. I mean, that's how he captured the whole earth. With his money and his military, right? But it was said so that in the prophecy that Esau would be given a sword to capture the earth. You know what I mean? So that's what his God is. He don't care what the Most High got to say. All right? You know, we the ones that are upholding what the Heavenly Father has to say, and going out there and teaching the people that we need to observe what the Most High said. But this society said, man, you can believe in anything you want to believe.
Yep.
Right? Somebody sent me a text this week. They said something called a breatharian, right? Where they believe that you don't have to eat, period.
Oh, I saw a video with that too.
Did you see a video of that? I said, yo, how dumb could you be that you be a breatharian?
I'm going to eat breath.
I'm going to eat breath. You're going to die, right? I said, look at that doctrine. I wonder how that doctrine ends. Right? It has to end in death.
Do they believe in drinking water?
I think you could drink water, but you don't eat nothing. You're just breatharian.
They're saying stuff off electricity and stuff like that can survive, something like that.
Yeah. So the electromagnetic waves going through your body. I said, you're a fool. The Bible says, listen, this is what you eat, this is what you don't eat.
Wow.
Right? The scriptures say have feast days. Right? For you to be a breatharian means you're an idiot. Right? Breatharian, all of them, really. Vegetarian.
Why would you want to be a
Right?
vegetarian?
A lot of people believe in being a vegetarian. Now, I'm going to say this. It's healthy to eat vegetables. I'm not gonna, the Bible tells us to eat the herb, to use the herb as meat. The Bible tells us to do that. But it doesn't say use the herb as meat, but don't use the meat. Right? It's saying eat your vegetables, but also, consume what needs to be consumed. Right? Now, in this earth, Esau, he done destroyed all the meat, the vegetables. So I can understand someone backing off of a lot of the meats in this society because of the way he deals with, the livestock and poultry and even the fish in the sea is full of mercury. Right? Where does mercury come from? It's all deep in the seas like this. Right? So we know that Esau is polluting everything. But you always got to use wisdom and make the Most High the authority of the authority. So if you want to eat mostly vegetables, that's fine. It works well for your body, that's good. Right? But you can't say I'm a vegetarian. Because when you add that, like a breatharian or vegetarian, now you're adding a belief to what you're doing. Right? That's when you're making it a religion. Right? And that's when the Most High is going to jack you up. Right? Because now you're making this into a religion. Mm-hmm. If you say, I don't eat much meat because the meat is all jacked up, you know what I mean? And what the case may be, that's all right. That's fine. You know what I mean? Nobody can tell you have to eat meat. There's no scripture that. Like some people, carnivores, right?
All they do is
all they just eat meat and butter, right? And they say that's the way to what is it? The carnivore diet. It's called the carnivore diet. Meat and butter. And that's the most healthiest way you can eat. They try to tell you when you was a caveman. You gotta tell you, I was never a caveman.
You were a caveman.
You was a caveman. I was never a caveman. My forefathers didn't dwell in no caves unless we were running for our lives, right? During the time of Maccabees, that's the only time we were hiding in caves, right? But so that all these thoughts are coming from a religious standpoint. And I didn't realize that. Even remember I was at camp and I spoke to that young lady and she said she's a yogi.
Yeah.
And she only deals with yogis.
Yeah.
So there's a religion overdoing yoga, right? And she only deal with people that do yoga. Everything is a God. Everything boils back to a God. So we gotta be mindful of that, right? Whatever we get involved in, we don't believe in it and try to make it out to be a God. Make it like, oh, you gotta do this. This is the way, right? What you have to do is keep the commandments. That's the way. Everything else is subject to change, right? You might do it this week, next week, You might hit a couple of yoga poses. I don't know. Might be for your health or for stretching your back or something. You know what I mean? Some of that stuff is good, right? But don't start believing it and humming and putting your fingers together and doing all that kind of madness. Now you're going into some damn worshiping some God.
Yep.
And there's only one God. So we got to be mindful of that, right? Because they sneak these gods onto us. They don't come and say, Satan never comes to you and say, hello, I'm Satan. He come and tell you something else. He's a great idea. You know what I mean? He's the scripture say that he will transform himself to the angel of light. You know what I mean? So he come to you like, yo, this is good. But what you always got to look for is the Lord's statute commandments. You know what I mean? Am I keeping those? Right? Let's read that again. Psalms 96 verse 5.
Psalms chapter 96 verse 5.
Uh-huh.
For all the gods of the nations are idols,
Come on.
but the Lord made the heavens.
Read.
Honor and majesty are before him.
Right.
Strength and beauty are his sanctuary.
Right. Strength and beauty are essential. Read on.
Give unto the Most High, O ye kindred of the people. Give unto the Most High glory and strength.
Right. Glory and strength belong to him. They give it to the Most High. Now give me Psalms 80. 86 and
8.
8.
Yeah. Psalms 86 verse 8.
Uh-huh.
Among the gods there is none like unto thee, O Most High.
That's right, O Yahweh. And amongst authorities, There's no better authority than the Most High God. His instruction is better than everybody else's instruction. Right? That's what you gotta make sure you believe. You use the Most High's instruction. Because everybody wants to instruct you how they feel, what they think. But he says his authority is above all authorities. Read on.
Neither are there any works like unto thy works.
Right? Come on.
All nations whom thou hast made shall come and worship before thee,
Right?
O Most High,
Uh-huh.
and shall glorify thy name.
Right, that's the future for this earth. That all the nations on this earth is going to have to serve Yahweh. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Read on.
For thou art great
Uh-huh.
and does wondrous things.
Uh-huh.
Thou art the power alone.
Thou art the power where?
Alone.
Alone. There is no other power like Yahweh. Thou art the power alone. Read on.
Teach me thy ways, O Most High.
Uh-huh.
I will walk in thy truth.
Come on.
Unite my heart to fear thy name.
Come on.
I will praise thee, O Most High, my power, with all my heart, and I will glorify thy name forevermore.
That's right. So that's why we got to praise the Most High and glorify His name. A lot of times people don't praise the Most High and glorify His name because they don't know Him. Right? They learn the traditions of man. And they're supposed to be learning about the Most High and went to church and learned the traditions of man. All right? But now we're returning back to our power, the only one true power, and we're going to serve Him as it is written. One more, Psalms 82 and verse 5.
Psalms 82, verse 5.
Uh-huh.
They know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness.
That's how a lot of the people are, man. They're in darkness. They don't know. They don't understand. They don't understand why we get put on garments, why we driving all the way up here, why we're going to go hit the streets, and why we're delighted to do so. You know what I mean? Because we understand. We know something, right? You know, you got to say, when you go out to the people and you want to teach them, you got to bring it out. They don't know. They need to know what you know. They need to understand what you understand. So that if they did, they would do what you do. All right? They would keep the Sabbath holy. All right? So it's a lack of knowledge. So you say, my people are destroyed for what?
A lack of knowledge.
That's what the Bible says. They don't know, so we need to tell them. Come on.
Psalms 82 and 5. They know not, neither will they understand.
Right?
They walk on in darkness.
Come on.
All the foundations of the earth are out of course.
Right, out of course, because why? They're working around, not knowing the Most High, they're in darkness, so they messing with the food, they messing with everything. All the foundations of the earth are out of course. Okay? They're messing with everything on this earth, man. The weather, everything is out of whack, because the authorities on this earth, they don't keep Torah. So the whole earth is feeling the effects. Right? Not just what they call humans, but the animals, the plant life, the oceans, the atmosphere, all punished because of a lack of Torah, lack of light. Okay, read.
Verse 6. I have said, ye are gods.
Say it again.
I have said, ye are gods.
Right, most I said we are gods, man. All right. We're gods. Okay, we're authorities. Right. If you look at the word gods, it's written with what? A lower G, right? A lowercase g. That means authorities. Right? When you see the uppercase G, it's talking about angelic being, right? The lowercase G is talking about authorities. All right, it's one thing to know about the way the scripture is written. All right, read.
And all of you are children of the Most High.
And we are the children of the Most High. So the gods, right, are the children of the Most High. You're the authorities. When you come back to the law, statutes, and commandments, you become gods. You become the authority figure. You're the one that says what's right and what's wrong, what's good and what's bad. Go right, go left. You have authority to speak what? Because you're speaking of the words of the Most High God. Yahweh is giving you that authority. Okay, read.
Verse 7.
Uh-huh.
But ye shall die like men.
We shall what?
Die like men.
Read on.
And fall like one of the princes.
And that's the condition of us. We died like men. Living a life of like the other nations. Right? We die like any other man on this earth. We're supposed to be the gods. Read.
Arise, O Most High.
Right?
Judge the earth.
Do what?
Judge the
So
earth.
he's praying that the Most High judge the earth. So this will stop. That our young children will stop dying like men in the streets, man. Right? Getting shot down, unarmed. Right? Stray bullets. Gang violence. If it ain't our oppressor killing us, we kill each other. We die like men at a rapid pace. Okay. Little girls get, shot down. Jealous boyfriend, get stabbed, killed, all these different things. And we see it every day on the news. Right? We keep dying like men. We're supposed to be gods. How long guys live?
Forever.
What's going on? You know what I'm saying? Right? So we got to see how bad a condition we really are in and where we need to get back to. You know what I mean? Where we get back to. Because a lot of people, they don't know the problem. They don't see the problem. So we got to reveal the problem. You know what I mean? And show the solution. Read.
For thou,
verse again?
verse 8,
Yeah.
Arise, O Most High,
Uh-huh.
judge the earth,
Come on.
for thou shalt inherit all nations.
Because thou shalt inherit all nations. That means what? You're going to possess all nations if you serve the Most High God. Oh, you just went over that. All these nations was made to be what? Your servants. You were made to be whose servant? The Most High servant. That's when things are in order. That's when the earth is back to its correct order. Right now, all the foundations of the earth is off course until we get it right. All right? Until we get back on track. So this is the way we get back on track. This is the training day. Right? Every time we get up on these scriptures, or we go out and hit these streets, it's like another training day. Right? For the time comes when the Most High sends His mighty angels and Hamashiach Yahushua to redeem us, we be ready for it. Okay? Let's go now to the portion. Just want to touch on something. Square moving. So we're going to go to Deuteronomy. Ephraim. And we're going to the 7th chapter. And we're going to go to the 12th verse. Again, this is Vero Beach, LOZ. Gold Coast. All praise to the Most High. Anybody in Port St. Lucie, Fort Pierce, neighboring cities. This is the beginning of a great sanctuary. We have LOZ headquarters down in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, 2937 West Broad Boulevard. And we're looking forward to expanding here in we already started to expand here in the Treasure Coast area. So come be a part of it. Army of the Lord. All praises. So Deuteronomy 7, verse 12.
Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 12.
Right.
Wherefore it shall come to pass, if ye hearken to these judgments, and keep and do them, that the Most High thy power shall keep unto thee the covenant and the mercies which he swore unto thy fathers.
Right, if you hearken unto these judgments, right? So these judgments, give me Zechariah 7 and 9. These judgments are very important. No, it's not right. 9 and 7. Zechariah. Right? Judgments, when you make a judgment, every time you make a decision, hearken on to these judgments. Do things a certain way. Right? Make a decision. Decide to do what's right. You know what I mean? Decide to do the way the Most High told us to move. A lot of our people making wrong judgment. They're going into, our daughters' abortion clinics and making decisions to get on drugs, making decisions to be harlots. Our young men making decisions to be bangers, making decisions to hit a lick, rob a house. Making bad judgments, man. You know what I mean? Making a decision to disrespect their parents. They're making these judgments. Judgments means decisions. A lot of people don't really understand that. So you're reading the scriptures and you read about judgments, they're talking about the coming of. That's the ultimate judgment, right? But we make judgments every day.
Yep.
Every time you put on what you're gonna wear today,
That
you made a
was
judgment.
Yep.
Right. So we got to make sure that we're doing the right judgment. So he said, we hearken onto these judgments that our fathers was given, which is talking about the commandments, and we'll do what? We're making good decisions. Read that.
Zechariah chapter 7 and verse 9.
Okay.
Thus speak the Most High of hosts, saying, execute true judgment.
What kind of judgment?
True judgment.
Right. True judgment. Make your decisions according to the truth. Not how you feel, Not what you thought, but what's true. That's how you make just judgment. Read.
And show mercy
Uh-huh.
and compassion.
Right, and when you're making these judgments, don't forget to be merciful and compassionate. All right? Show mercy where it's needed. When do you need to show mercy? When do you need to show mercy?
Dealing with a fellow Israelite.
Fellas right there what?
That's sin, that's doing wrong things.
Doing the wrong thing?
Showing him like, the right thing, not like, like hurting him or something, showing him what he's doing wrong, having that mercy.
Right? Yeah, it's kind of, sort of, right? Maybe, anybody else want to go ahead? As anybody says, if you have an answer,
When you have kids,
Huh?
when you have children,
When you have children,
When
you
you're
have to do this a
authority.
lot when you have children. What do you have to do when you have children? Because they constantly do what?
going off.
They constantly going off. They constantly do the wrong thing, right? They'll even anger you, right? Ah, why'd you do that? Piss you off, right? But then you have to have what? Mercy and compassion. And you got to remember, you don't even know better. She don't even know better. All right? Let me show her. Let me help her. That's when you got to, when something angers you, right? That's when you got to turn on mercy and compassion, right? If something doesn't anger you, then you don't need to turn on mercy and compassion because you're not upset about it. You know what I mean? You just move with it, do what you got to do. But when something rubs you the wrong way, right? And you want to, get the sword out, right? Mm-hmm. That's when you got to put the sword back away, and you got to show mercy and compassion. That's okay. You got to be merciful, show compassion. It's my brother. Let me help him. It's my sister. Let me help him. Just like we do with our children. Children is a great way of testing us or training us to be merciful and compassionate. Right? It says you deal with your children, how you deal with your brother and your sister. And it's truth, especially. Right? Read.
Zechariah 6?
Zechariah, yeah.
All right. Thus, Zechariah 7 and 9.
Yeah.
Thus speak the Most High of hosts, saying, execute true judgment,
Right?
and show mercy and compassion, every man to his brother.
Come on.
And oppress not the widow, nor the fatherless,
Read.
the stranger, nor the poor. And let none of you imagine evil against his brother in your heart.
You see that? So we broke it all down. Right? So for you to do that, you got to have that patience. Right?
Deuteronomy 4, 5 and 6.
4, 5, and 6. We'll go with it. Well, you can write it down. We're going to finish right here. Deuteronomy 4, 5, and 6 is another good verses. Read that.
Verse 11. But they refused to hearken and pulled away the shoulder and stopped their ears that they should not hear.
And we see that all the time, right? We go to tell them what's right and wrong, and what? They pull away the shoulder. Yeah. Man, don't tell me that. I don't want to hear that. Right? I don't want to hear what you got to say. They pull their shoulder away. They stop their ears. Right? But they don't want this right instruction. They don't want to do right judgment a lot of times. So when you tell it to them, it irks their spirit. But that's okay. We're going to keep telling it to them. Right? We're going to keep telling them because Proverbs 13:13. But they don't realize what they do when they pull away their ear and they stop their ears and pull away their shoulder from this instruction. Read that.
Proverbs chapter 13, verse 13.
Okay.
Whoso despiseth the word
They despising the word when they do that. Read on.
shall be destroyed.
Shall be destroyed. Read.
But he that feareth the
But
commandments
if you want to hear what we got to say, read on.
shall be rewarded.
Shall be rewarded. It's simple. It's simple. You want to pull away your shoulders, stop your ears, you're only messing yourself up. But we got to be on that, show them compassion, and still try, even though they're pulling away their shoulder, they stopping their ears, we still try to teach them. We said, hey, hear the word of the Most High. Shema Yeshua, school check. The word we can say, any way we can say it, we try to say that they hear and they listen. All right? Go back to Deuteronomy 7.
Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 13.
Yeah.
And he will love thee and bless thee and multiply thee. He will also bless the fruit of thy womb and the fruit of thy land, thy corn and thy wine, and thy oil, and increase of thine kind, and the flocks of thy sheep, in the land which he sware unto thy fathers to give thee.
Right.
Thou shalt be blessed above all people.
Right.
There shall not be male nor female burden among you or among your cattle.
Could you imagine? We're going to be blessed above all people. There shall be no burden among you or among your cattle. Your cattle won't even have to carry anything heavy. If you ain't carrying nothing heavy, your cattle's not even carrying nothing heavy. Right? And they're made to carry things heavy, and they won't have to. Right? Read on.
And the Most High will take away from thee all sickness.
All what?
All sickness.
Our people got diabetes. Our people are, man, you name it. AIDS rampant amongst our people. They got heart attacks, emphysema, all these different things that plague us as a people. High blood pressure, right? Plague us as a people. He said all that's going to be gone. Remember, he said all we had to do was listen to his judgments. And all that won't even exist. All right? Read.
And will put none of the evil diseases of Egypt.
What kind of diseases?
Evil diseases of Egypt, which thou knowest,
right,
upon thee. But will lay them upon all them that hate thee.
Right, so who diseases people? The Most High. Right? He said, I'm not going to put none of those diseases on you. Right? We keep Torah, we ain't got to worry about no STDs or none of that stuff. Right? You keep Torah. But if you don't keep Torah, right, then you might have to go see the doctor. Right? Penicillin, you know what I mean? Right? Right? I'm trying to tell you, man, we live in it.
Yeah.
We know what's out there. The only ones that was out of this truth, group, some years in this earth, we've seen everything happen. You know what I mean? So we know what's up. You turn your back on the Most High's laws, he will put a disease on you. Herpes, syphilis, gonorrhea, all that stuff. Right? We pick up some new stuff and give it to you. Right? All the diseases that was in Egypt. For everyone that hateth the way of the Most High. Right? So somebody need to be motivated to keep these commandments. I mean, what more motivation do you need? Right? Continual sickness. Read.
Verse 16. And thou shalt consume all the people which the Most High thy power shall deliver thee. Thy eyes shall have no pity upon them. Neither shalt thou serve their powers or gods.
Their gods, right?
For that will be a snare unto thee.
Cool.
If thou shalt say in thine heart, these nations are more than I.
Come on.
How can I dispose of them?
Yep.
Thou shalt not be afraid of them, but shall well remember that the Most High thy power did unto Pharaoh and unto all Egypt.
Right. So anytime you're in a situation where they have all the powers in their hands. And we deal with that all the time. We're like, man, we're dealing with these jobs and different situations with authorities. They got all the chips is on their side. But you got to remember, just like the Most High dealt with Egypt, Egypt had all the power, couldn't stop us from getting out. Okay, you guys got caught upon that memory when the things are standing against you, and have that strength to know that you can still prevail, even though your enemy is more than you. All right, read.
Verse 19. The great temptation which thy eyes saw, and the signs, and the wonders, and the mighty hand, and the stretched out arm, whereby the Most High thy power brought thee out, so shall the Most High thy power do unto all the people of whom thou art afraid.
Right.
Moreover, the Most High thy power will send the hornet among them, until they that are left and hide themselves from thee,
right,
be destroyed.
Right, come on.
Thou shalt not be frightened of them. For the Most High thy power is among you, a mighty power and terrible.
Right, so more specifically, it's talking about what? The nations in the land of Canaan. Right? That the people were afraid. They said, man, they tall, they bigger than us, they more than us, they straight, they got military. Right? We've seen the sons of Anakim over there. Right? But he said, man, listen, I'm gonna send the hornets. What's a hornet?
Wasp.
Like a wasp or a bee, right? Something so small. But if you get a swarm of them coming, you in trouble, right? It will kill you, right?
And they don't die when they sting.
No.
Bees, that's just
Yeah.
One, it will keep stinging.
Yeah.
So they run out of venom, I guess.
I forgot how many mosquitoes it takes, but like it was like 1 million point something or 2 million point something. You can take that many mosquitoes like at your body for like 10 seconds. They take all the blood and kill you right there. 10
Right there.
seconds.
10 seconds.
I forgot how many mosquitoes. That's crazy.
So that the most I can use a mosquito and take out an army. Take out generals with some hornets. You know? So his power is you know, we see it, but we have to now recognize how strong it really is. You know, how strong is the wind? You know what I mean? They got all these guns, all these missiles. How strong is the wind? If the wind blow hard enough, your gun and missile ain't gonna do nothing for you, right? So that's how powerful the Most High is. He can use the wind to destroy your military. All right, let's read.
Verse 22. And the Most High thy power will put out those nations before thee by little and little. Thou mayest not consume them at once, lest the beasts of the field increase upon thee.
Right, so what does this mean now?
I didn't understand that he's gonna take down the nations piece by piece.
Yeah.
And I'm not understanding. And we try to do. It says something about if we do it all at once, the beasts of the field. It says at least the beasts of the field be increased. That's
Yeah.
kind of.
And that's what happens. When a place gets abandoned, who moves in? When the people abandon a place, who moves in?
The animals in
The
nature.
animals, nature, right? Wildlife moves in. So he's saying, listen, I will take them all out. But then what's going to happen? All the wildlife is going to come and consume all that land and move in on it. So when you go there now, you're going to have to deal with them now. You know what I mean? You know, that region of the world, you got all kinds of things you don't want to deal with, right? You know, snakes and I don't know what is it, lions? Yeah, lions over there, lions and tigers and scorpions. And he said, so I'm not gonna kill them all, because you gotta keep some people there to keep the animals back. You know what I mean? That's why we built those walled cities, right? Because it would protect us from any kind of invasion. Invaders. The only thing to invade them would have to fly over. You know what I mean? But they couldn't just walk onto the land. And we had what? You know, I don't think we had wolves in that part of town. Maybe it was. I don't know. I didn't look that up. Right.
It's
Hyenas, coyotes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They come in packs. They come take this. They come take you out. You know what I'm saying? You run into a group of those jokers there, they don't play around. All right? So, you know, he kept the nations there to keep them at bay. But he was knocking them down, weakening them, until we're ready to take over the land. All right? Read.
Verse 23. But the Most High thy power shall deliver them unto thee, and shall destroy them with a mighty destruction, until they be destroyed. And he shall deliver their kings unto thy hand, and thou shalt destroy their name from under heaven. There shall no man be able to stand before thee until thou hast destroyed them. The graven images of their God shall be burnt with fire.
Right.
Thou shalt not desire the silver nor gold that is on them,
Right.
nor take it unto thee, lest thou be snared therein. For it is an abomination to the Most High thy power.
How we keep that law today? What is he telling us not to do today? How do we keep that law right there, 25?
Not wearing the cross.
Wearing what?
Not wearing the cross.
Wearing a cross or what? Different statues, different. They make these
Like
things.
the Virgin Mary and Jesus thing in your house.
Yeah, yeah. You know, or jewelry. You know, a lot of times it's jewelry because you like the gold. Oh man, yeah, I don't believe in that image, but that's a nice chain, right? Or I don't believe in that image, but I like that clothes. Maybe the clothes got, you know, some of these clothes have all kind of demonic imagery on them.
True religion.
You know what I mean? True religion, right? Got a bunch of demonic imagery on them.
Skulls.
I didn't realize
Buddha.
somebody put me on to Lee's.
Levi's?
Levi's, right?
Levi's. Person.
Yeah. I didn't even know about that.
Yeah, what?
The two carriage horse.
Two horses going back in two different directions.
It's really
That
pulling.
represents pulling the slave
Mm-hmm.
apart.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right, it's genes that they pulling, but it comes from
Originally, it comes from this picture of them pulling the slave.
Yeah.
Oh, they're
Slave
trying to
apart.
say how tough the genes are, but it really insinuating the slaves.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand.
Yeah. Different imagery out there. Not because we like it, do we put it on. We gotta look at it and say, what message is this saying? You know what I mean? Like they have those elephants, you know. You can have an elephant. The elephant is a creation of the Most High. But when it's dancing, right? And the elephant's wearing jewelry, you know you're dealing with another god right here, right? You know what I'm saying? You're dealing with one of
that's
those
what Dunbar was
Hindu
about?
gods. Huh?
That's what Dunbar was about?
Dumbo.
Dunbar.
Dunbar is
The cartoon animal.
Yeah, Dumbo.
Not
It's
Dumbo.
Dumbo, that's back in the days.
But you
There's
got Dunbar.
That's a new one. And
That's
that's
the
one of
king
them.
that wore gold. Heck no.
That's one of them gods.
Wow.
Heck no.
Yeah, one of them Hindu gods. Okay. They have monkeys with jewelry on them. Right? You know, different artifacts that you can get. So when you're decorating your home, you gotta think about that. So is this abomination? Let me take the. Some people are afraid to put anything on their wall. You can put animals in their natural state, in their natural habitat, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when they come out of that, then you gotta kind of look at this and what is this really saying?
When they sitting down doing the little yoga thing.
They're sitting there like this.
Yeah.
Like, all right, why is that animal doing that? You know what I mean? The animals don't do that.
Something I always noticed, the Chinese keep that golden cat. I don't know.
Golden cat, yeah, it's one of them.
That cat is a
That's
gospel.
be doing this thing right there,
Like,
yeah.
what is the cat about?
Yeah, because it's one of their gods.
It's one of their guys.
Yeah, it's a god, one of their idols. So, you know, people travel, they want to be nosy into everybody else's stuff. And, you know, you go to pick up one of these artifacts, you bring it to your house, you bring an abomination into your house. You know what I mean? So, you know, you tell them, listen, nah. You know what I mean? The elephant, fine, but if the elephant is dancing, he's out of there. The elephants don't dance, as far as I'm concerned, right? You know, in the cartoons. Leave it there. All right, let's read.
Verse 26. Neither shalt thou bring an abomination unto thy house,
Uh-huh.
lest thou be cursed, lest thou be a cursed thing like it.
Right?
But thou shalt utterly detest it,
Right?
and thou shalt utterly abhor it,
Uh-huh.
for it is a cursed thing.
All right, so we got to remember that. So that's a law we can keep today. Verse 25, 26, Deuteronomy 7. Don't bring none of these idols in your home. Right? No Roman idols, no African masks, faces, and all that kind of stuff. All that stuff is idols, yeah.
I see that Chinese cat. I see that all the time. I never thought about that.
What's that? The Chinese cat?
Yeah, the way.
Yeah.
I just looked it up and said it's supposed to bring blood.
Yeah.
I never thought about that.
Yeah. Japanese have a lot of that stuff too. You know what I mean? All that Hello Kitty stuff, you go down to see what it was really about. It's actually some sort of deity. And they think bring them some sort of riches or some sort of, you know, something. Like the, you know, the bunny rabbit, you know, has been used time and time again as what? A fertility god. You know what I mean? That's why Playboy is a bunny, right? Playboy bunny, right? Talking about fornication. You know what I mean? Does that mean you can't have a rabbit? No, you can have a rabbit. Rabbits are a creature of the Most High. But how is it being presented? You know what I mean? Is it being presented as a deity? So you gotta be careful with that. Alright? Listen. In your houses or on your person. So jewelry or imagery and clothing. They put a lot of stuff in our children's clothes too. You buy children's clothes, you know, they think it's cool, and they take a look at that imagery, man. You know what I mean? Or high-end clothes, like, you know what I'm talking about, the stuff that at Nordstrom's. You know what I mean? You know, Nordstrom's rack. Right? You know about that stuff? I've never been in there personally. But if it ain't coming to TJ Maxx, I don't know about it.
Nostrums and Valley.
Marshalls or Ross, forget about it. I don't know nothing about it. Alright, but those of us that go shopping in these places, be mindful of what is on the imagery that's on that clothing and on your jewelry, in your homes, on pictures. Alright, we got enough images for you know the Most High. You know, You got enough images. He made all these animals, all this creation. There's a lot of stuff you can put on you can dress your home up with, and don't have to go to the left. You know what I mean? I see a lot of people in their gardens, they have Buddhas sitting in their garden. So don't have Buddha in your garden. All right? That's an abomination. All right? Deuteronomy 8, verse 1. Get some water here.
Deuteronomy chapter 8, 1. All the commandments which I command thee this day shall be observed to do, that ye may live and multiply, and go in and possess the land which the Most High swore unto your fathers. And thou shalt remember all the way which the Most High thy power led thee these 40 years in the wilderness, to humble thee, and to prove thee, to know what was in thy heart, whether thou wouldest keep his commandments or no. And he humbled thee, and suffered thee to hunger, and fed thee with manna which thou knowest not, neither did thy fathers know.
Right.
That he might make thee known that man does not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of the Most High, that out of the mouth of the Most High doeth man live. Thy raiment waxed not old upon thee, neither did thy foot swell these 40 years. Thou shalt also consider in thine heart that as a man chasteneth his son, so the Most High hath chasteneth thee. Therefore thou shalt keep the commandments of the Most High thy power, to walk in his ways and to fear him.
So it means chasteneth means to whoop. Like a man whoop his son, same how the Most High whooped us. For our evil, for our wickedness. Alright? Same kind of love. Alright, read.
Verse 7. The Most High thy power bringeth thee unto a good land, a land of brooks of water, of foundations, and depths that spring out of valleys and hills, a land of wheat and barley, and vines, and fig trees, and pomegranates, a land of olive and honey, a land wherein thou shalt eat bread without scarceness, thou shalt not lack anything in it, a land whose stones are iron, and out of these hills thou mayest dig brass. When thou hast eaten and art full, then thou shalt bless the Most High thy power for the good land which he hath given thee.
Alright, so the Most High know how to bless, man. When he's ready to give you a blessing, he know how to bless. He know how to satisfy your spirit, your peace within you. Right? Sometimes we try to acquire things in this world, it only gives us more stress. Right? You want to get a fancy car, next thing you know you're looking out your window. Who parking there? Who's doing this? Right? The things you get in this kingdom, you could barely enjoy it. But most I said, when I bless you, you're going to have without scarceness. Meaning you're not going to worry about it. It's going to be an abundance, right? And you're going to able to indulge in it without having to fear. Right? Without having any fear. Read.
Verse 11. Beware that thou forget not the Most High thy power, in not keeping his commandments, and his judgments, and his statutes, which I command thee this day.
Right.
Lest when thou hast eaten and art full, and hast built goodly houses, and dwelt therein, and when thy herbs and thy flocks multiply, and thy silver and thy gold is multiplied, and all that thou hast is multiplied.
Right.
Then thine heart be lifted up, and thou forget the Most High thy power, which brought thee forth out of the land of Egypt, from the house of bondage, who led thee through the great and terrible wilderness, wherein were fiery serpents and scorpions, and drought, where there was no water, who brought thee forth water out of the rock of flint, who fed thee in the wilderness with manna, which thy fathers knew not, that he might humble thee, and that he might prove thee, to do thee good in thy later end. And thou sayest in thy heart, my power and my might of my hand have gotten me this wealth.
All right, so that's what happens. You forget that the Most High got it to you, and you start thinking you did it. You know, I'm so clever, I'm so smart, I'm a good businessman. That's how I got this money up, right? We don't give the Most High the credit anymore. He said when that happens, that's when your relationship with the Most High, starts to dwindle. And the Most High gonna bring judgments on you. Because he said that's what happens. They get fed, we get fat. It's all good. We forget everything that the Most High has done for us. We start thinking that we're so smart. All right, read.
Verse 18.
Uh-huh.
Chapter 8 and verse 18 in Deuteronomy. But thou shalt remember the Most High thy power, for it is he that giveth thee power to get wealth, that he may establish his covenant which he sware unto thy fathers, as it is this day.
Right, so he gives us power to get wealth. Yahweh gives us power to get wealth. He gives us the wisdom, the knowledge, the understanding, the chance, the opportunity to get wealth. Once we acknowledge that, we stop thinking that we got to do it on our own, but if the Most High help, right? Then you'll get, then what? It will be blessed in your endeavor. We start saying that it's all about you. They do a separation of church and state, right? You want to separate your relationship with the Most High when it's ready to make your money. Your financial life and your spiritual life. There's only one life. Okay. Everything through Yahweh.
Come.
Read.
Verse 19. And it shall be, if thou do at all forget the Most High thy power, and walk after other gods, and serve them, and worship them, I testify against you this day, that ye shall surely perish.
Right, when say you're going to be jacked up. You're going to die if you turn your back on the Most High. We suffered that, Read.
As the nations which the Most High destroyed before your face, so shall ye perish, because ye would not be obedient unto the voice of the Most High, your power.
Right, yeah. So, again, key stuff came out of that chapter that we can use today. Is not forgetting the Most High and understanding He gives us the wisdom to get wealth. He gave us the ability to be wealthy. You know what I mean? So, you always got to call on Him. And remembering, if you're going to thank somebody, thank Him. Right? And I think that, some people think they're so smart. A lot of times, people use the last days, they want to stack cans of soup and they want to set up underground bunkers for the time that's coming and contingency plans. They got to use their wisdom and, I know how to do this and that. Listen, the Most High didn't forget us. He didn't forget us. He gave us instruction. Okay. It's not of our own vain thoughts. Things will come to pass. It's going to come to pass exactly the way it's written. Right? So we have to trust Him. Trust the Most High.
Come.
Alright, so Deuteronomy 9 verse 1.
Deuteronomy chapter 9 verse 1. Hear, O Israel, thou art to pass over Jordan this day, to go in to possess nations greater and mightier than thyself, cities great and fenced up to heaven, a people great and tall, the children of the Anakims, whom thou knowest, and of whom thou hast heard say, who can stand before the children of Anak. Understand therefore this day, that the Most High thy power is He which goeth over before thee. As a consuming fire He shall destroy them, and He shall bring them down before thy face. So shalt thou drive them out, and destroy them quickly, as the Most High hath said unto thee. Speak not thou in thine heart, after that the Most High thy power has chastened them out before thee, saying, for my righteousness the Most High hath brought me in to possess this land. But for the wickedness of these nations the Most High does drive them out from before thee. Not for thy righteousness, or for the uprightness of thine heart dost thou go to possess their land, but for the wickedness of these nations the Most High thy power does drive them out from before thee.
Right, so He driving these nations out because these nations is wicked. Right? And the Most High knows how wicked these nations are. Their wickedness ever before Him. Right? So it's not just, because we weren't righteous yet. Right? In the wilderness we was going off. He constantly was chastising us, telling us we better get right. And we go against Him, and then He bring judgment on us. Alright? So it wasn't for our righteousness, but these nations is wicked. Why? Because they wasn't given the law, statutes, and commandments. So they're destined to be wicked. They can only be wicked. So that's something we always got to keep in remembrance, that the Most High is judging the wickedness of these nations, also judging us, but also judging the wickedness of these nations. All right, and He sees it. It's ever before Him. Come on.
And that He may perform the word which the Most High swore unto thy fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Right.
Understand therefore that the Most High thy power giveth thee not this good land to possess it for thy righteousness, for thou art a stiff-necked people.
Right. Y'all ain't righteous. He said He didn't give it to you because y'all so great. Read on.
Remember and forget not how thou provokest the Most High thy power to wrath in the wilderness, from the day that thou didst depart out of the land of Egypt until ye came unto this place. Ye have been rebellious against the Most High.
Right. Come on.
Also in Horeb, ye provoked the Most High to wrath, so that the Most High was angered with you to have destroyed you, when I was gone up unto the mount to receive the tables of stone,
Come on.
even the tables of the covenant which the Most High made with you. When I abode in the mount 40 days and 40 nights, I neither did eat bread nor drink water.
He said, man, I was up there fasting and y'all was going off down here. Right? Being rebellious. And Mount Horeb, right? That's where they went build a golden calf and all that. Right? So the Most High doesn't do what He does for us because we're so great, we're so righteous. Even though we have to strive for perfection and to do what's right, it's His mercy. That's why His name is worthy to be praised. It's because He's merciful at the end of the day. You know what I mean? And, you know, that He loves us. And that's why He did all that He has done for Israel. Okay, read.
Deuteronomy 9 and 10. And the Most High delivered unto me 2 tables of stone, written with the finger of the Most High.
Right.
And on them was written, according to all the words which the Most High spake with you in the mount, in the mount, out of the midst of the fire in the day of the assembly.
Right.
And it came to pass at the end of the 40 days and 40 nights that the Most High gave me the 2 tables of stone, even the tables of the covenant.
Come on.
And the Most High said unto me, Arise, get ye down quickly from hence. For the people which thou hast brought forth out of Egypt have corrupted themselves. They are quick and turned aside of the way which I command them. They have made them a molten image. Furthermore, the Most High spake unto me, saying, I have seen this people, and behold, it is a stiff-necked people.
Right, so the people knew better. They knew better not to do that golden calf. They did it anyway. You know what I mean? Because they're stiff-necked and rebellious. So when we go out there to the people, we understand what kind of people we dealing with. Stiff-necked, rebellious people. So we shouldn't expect no different. Don't let that move you. Don't let it shake you. Just know that's what Israel is, right? And it has always been that way. All right, read.
Verse 14. Let me alone that I may destroy them, and blot out their name from under heaven, and I will make of thee a nation mightier and greater than they. So I turned and came down from the mount, and the mount burnt with fire, and the 2 tables of the covenant were in my 2 hands. And I looked, and behold, ye had sinned against the Most High your power, and had made you a molten calf.
Right.
Ye had turned aside quickly out of the way which the Most High had commanded you.
Right, so when He came down the mount to the people with the 2 tablets of stone, Moses coming down, He looked, and what they doing? They got a golden calf, and they dancing around it, and they're singing, they're worshiping, and they got a calf holding it up and everything. He come down from the Most High and see that scene. Yeah. Right? He lost it. Right? Read.
Verse 17. And I took the 2 tables and cast them out of my 2 hands and break them down before your eyes.
Right? He threw the 2 tables at him. Right? You saw that madness. He got angry. He took the 2 tables of stone and heaved it at them. And then they fell and broke. Right? Read.
And I fell down before the Most High. As at the first 40 days and 40 nights I did neither eat bread nor drink water because of all your sins which ye sinned in doing wickedly in the sight of the Most High to provoke Him to anger. For I was afraid of the anger and hot displeasure, wherewith the Most High was wroth against you to destroy you. But the Most High hearkened unto me at that time also. And the Most High was very angry with Aaron to have destroyed him. And I prayed for Aaron also the same time.
Yeah.
And I took your sins, the calf which ye had made, and burnt it with fire, and stomped it, and ground it very small, even until it was as small as dust.
Come on.
And I cast the dust thereof into the brook that descended out of the mount,
Come on.
and at Tabbathra, and at Massa, and at Kabarrahata Yavah. Ye provoked the Most High to wrath. Likewise, when the Most High sent you from Kadesh Barachna, saying, Go up and possess the land which I have given unto you, then ye rebelled against the commandment of the Most High your power, and ye believed him not, nor hearkened to his voice. Ye have been rebellious against the Most High from the day that I knew you.
He said, this Moses is unloading on Israel. And it's true. He said, from the day I knew you, you've been rebellious to the Most High.
Verse 25. Thus I fall down before the Most High 40 days and 40 nights, as I fell down at the first.
So he went another 40 days and 40 nights. All right, come on.
Because the Most High has said he would destroy you. I prayed before unto the Most High and said, O Most High power, destroy not thy people and thy inheritance which thou hast redeemed through thy greatness which thou hast brought forth out of Egypt with a mighty hand. Remember thy servants Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Look not unto the stubbornness of these people, nor to their wickedness, nor to their sin, lest the land hence thou broughtest us out say.
Right.
Because the Most High was not able to bring them into the land which he promised them, and because he hated them, he had brought them out to slay them in the wilderness.
Yeah.
Yet they are thy people and thy inheritance, which thou broughtest out by thy mighty power and by thy stretched out arm.
Wow. That's verse chapter 9. And so Israel, just stiff-necked, rebellious, no matter what the Most High has done for us. We know this. That's why we got to humble ourselves and make sure we're not in that category. We're not being stiff-necked and rebellious, right? Like our forefathers have done. I'm going to go to chapter 10. You want to take a break before I start chapter 10?
Read 10.
Huh? Read 10?
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to go into chapter 10 now. Chapter 10, verse 1.
Deuteronomy 10 and 1.
Mm-hmm.
At that time the Most High said unto me, Hew thee 2 tables of stone like unto the first.
So he had to remake the tablets of stone. The first one was written by who?
The Most
Most
High.
High.
Right, with his finger it said. Right, but now he got to go hew 2 tables of stone. Now he got to go cut them, read.
And come up unto me unto the mount, and make thee an ark of wood.
Mm-hmm.
And I will write on the tables the words that were in the first tables which thou breakest, and thou shalt put them in the ark. And I made an ark of shittim wood, and hewed 2 tables of stone like unto the first.
All right, so what's an ark?
I guess contain, something to contain, like a box.
Like a box. Like a box. It's something that you carry from one place to another. So he made this ark, right? That he could put the 2 tables of stone in, and they can carry it. Okay, read.
Verse 3. And I made an ark of shittim wood, and hewed 2 tables of stone like unto the first, and went up unto the mount, having the 2 tables in my hand. And he wrote on the tables, according to the first writing, the 10 commandments, which the Most High spake unto you in the mount, out of the midst of the fire, in the day of the assembly. And the Most High gave them unto me. And I turned myself, and came down from the mount, and put the tables in the ark which I had made. And there they be, as the Most High commanded me. And the children of Israel took their journey from Bethrah of the children of Jachin to Mosra.
Jachin.
Verse 6. Jachin.
Jachin.
Yeah, Jachin.
Mm-hmm.
To Mosra.
Mazra.
Mm-hmm. There Aaron died, and there he was buried. And Eleazar, his son, ministered in the priest's office in his stead.
Right.
From thence they journeyed unto Gitgodah.
It's Gud-Gadah. Gud-Gadah.
Gud-Gadah. And from Gud-Gadah to Jethbah. Jetbah, a land of rivers of water. At that time the Most High separated the tribes of Levi to bear the ark of the covenant of the Most High, to stand before the Most High, to minister unto him, and to bless in his name unto this day. Wherefore Levi have no part nor inheritance with his brethren, the Most High is his inheritance. According to the Most High thy power promised him. And I stayed in the mount according to the same time 40 days and 40 nights. And the Most High hearkened unto me at that time also. And the Most High would not destroy thee. And the Most High said unto me, Arise, take thee journey before thy people, that they may go in the possess the land, which I swear unto the fathers to give unto them.
Right.
And now Israel, what does the Most High thy power require of thee?
Right.
But to fear the Most High thy power, to walk in all his ways, and to love him, and to serve the Most High thy power with all thy heart.
With all that what?
With all thy heart.
All right, with all your mind, come on.
And with all thy soul.
Yeah, with all their life, come on.
To keep the commandments of the Most High,
Uh-huh.
and his statutes, which I command thee this day for thy good.
Come on.
Behold, the heaven and the heavens of heavens is the Lord, the Most High thy powers.
Right, how many heavens is that?
Three.
All three, man. The heaven and the heavens of heavens, right? It's all the Most High's. Read.
The earth also, with all that therein is.
Right.
Only the Most High had a delight in thy fathers to love them, and he chose their seed after them, even you above all the people, as it is this day.
Read.
Circumcise therefore the foreskin of your heart, and be no more stiff-necked. For the Most High your power is a power of powers, and the Most High, and the Lord of lords, a great power, a mighty and terrible, which regardeth not persons, nor taketh reward.
Right.
He does execute the judgment of the fatherless and widows, and love the stranger, and giving him food and raiment. Verse 19.
Right.
Love ye therefore the stranger, that ye were strangers in the land of Egypt.
So when people read that, they go and say, oh, you see, you got to commune with the other nations. Right? Is that what that means? How are you supposed to love how are we supposed to love the stranger?
Go to the Bible dictionary.
The Bible dictionary. Where you getting?
The definition of stranger.
Well, you don't have to go into the definition of stranger. This is talking about the other nations.
Right, but it's a requirement for you to be considered a stranger. Like, you got to keep the laws,
Exactly.
the commandments.
Right. As we were strangers. So just like we're in America, under America's authority, right? They got to treat us a certain way, right? They're not supposed to be killing us, shooting us unarmed, and all that kind of stuff. They're supposed to deal with us a just way, and we got to hold them, and we try to hold them to that standard. Same thing if we were in authority and they were dwelling in our land, and we got to deal with them a just way. That only makes sense.
And
right?
they got to uphold our laws.
They have to uphold our laws, right? Just like in this land, we got to uphold their laws. So we just got to look at ourselves that we are now strangers. And this, the key of this scripture is the second part of this verse. For ye were strangers in the land of Egypt. Well, we're in the spiritual Egypt today. So we're strangers in this land. And when we're dealt with unjustly, what we want to protest, right? We want to talk about how wicked the white man is and his system is. But then we're saying, if he was in our land and we were in power, would we deal with them this way? Right? Let's look at Proverbs. 29?
29.
Yeah.
You know
That's
where
how I
I'm
was going.
You know where I'm going.
Proverbs chapter 29 and verse 2.
Come on.
When the righteous are in authority,
When who?
when the righteous are in authority,
When the children of Israel are in the authorities, when they set the laws, read on,
the people rejoice.
these people are going to be, these other nations are going to rejoice. Why? Because we're going to have just laws, just judgment, right? You're not going to go to court and no matter how much money you got, whether you get off or you go to jail, right? We're going to be dealing with just judgment. They're going to benefit from that, right? Read on.
But when the wicked beareth rule,
But who?
when the wicked beareth rule,
When Esau is in control, read on.
the people mourn.
The people what?
The people
The
mourn.
people are in mourning. Why? Because their judgment is not just. It's tainted.
Giving people 1,000 years.
They'll do what? Give you
They'll give you, I don't know, I'm just
Right.
exaggerating, but they'll give you
6 consecutive life sentences for selling the drugs that they make. Right? We don't make the drugs, right? Not saying we should be selling them, but that's an unjust law, right? Right?
And it's not just Israel mourning, all the people mourning.
That's right.
All the nations
All the people
mourning.
mourning under Esau's, under his, under the wicked. Okay, the wicked rule, everybody mourn. The righteous rule, everybody gonna rejoice. So, time comes for our rulership, then we can keep this and love the nation, the stranger, right? And it would make sense, right? We went over that with the sojourner, right? The sojourner had certain laws and they kept commandments and they kept high holy days and things of that sort. But we're the sojourners now, right? So some people they see these scriptures, they take it out of context. They take it out of, what it was meant, what is the meaning out of the time period. All right? We're not in a position to show the strangers love right now. We're not in that position. Why? Because they have authority over us. We invite them in and they'll own what they'll be running they'll be running the zone. You know what I mean?
Going to the refrigerator.
Exactly. Right? We be having they be charging us to get into the Shabbat service. Alright? So just looking at the verse in its context, you can see what the Most High is saying. When I say the verse, I'm talking about Deuteronomy 10 and 19. So love ye therefore the stranger, for ye were strangers in the land of Egypt. And in Egypt they dealt with us wrong. Before they dealt with us wrong, we were children in Egypt. Right? We had Goshen. We were building our own stuff. We were living good. Joseph was in the government. Head over the governor. Right? We were good. But when that last Pharaoh came into play, Ramesses, he didn't know us like that. He didn't respect Joseph. And he saw our number, how much people we were. He started to put us in the box. Right? He started to deal with us in an ill way. Ill will. Okay? So that's why it's referencing Egypt. Alright? We was chilling in Egypt. We was good. We was keeping our laws, keeping our commandments. It was all good. The Egyptians was over there, we was over here. We dealt with each other, we did commerce together, it was all good. But they started bringing what? Judgment on us. Okay? So we had to part ourselves from these nations until we're put in a position of authority. Then we're going to bring them. The scripture says we're going to take them to our place. And we're going to possess them in our land. We're going to bring them to our land. Right? And they're going to work for us. Right? And we're going to treat them well. All right? Let's read.
Deuteronomy chapter 10 and verse 20. Thou shalt fear the Most High thy power. Him shalt thou serve. And to him thou shalt cleave and swear by his name.
Come on.
He is thy praise, and he is thy power, that has done for thee these great and terrible things, which thine eyes have seen.
Right.
Thy fathers went down unto Egypt with 70 persons.
All right.
And now the Most High, thy power, have made thee as the stars of heaven for multitude.
Right. So how much 70 persons? How much people is that?
70.
70. 70 persons. A score is 20. A score is 20. 3 score is 60. And 10. 70. Jacob and 70 souls came down into Egypt. We grew into a massive nation in that time. It was in Egypt. Okay. nation grown in captivity. Okay.
Sorry, we got 25 verses.
All right, let's do it.
All right.
Yeah.
Deuteronomy chapter 11 and verse 1. Therefore thou shalt love the Most High thy power, and keep his charge, and his statutes, and his judgments, and his commandments, always. And know ye this day. And know ye this day, for I speak not with your children, which have not known, and which have not seen the chastisement of the Most High your power, his greatness, his mighty hand, and his stretched out arm, and his miracles, and his acts, which he did in the midst of Egypt unto Pharaoh the king of Egypt, and unto his hand, all his land, and what he did unto the army of Egypt, unto their horses, and to their chariots, how he made the water of the Red Sea to overflow them as they pursued after you, and how the Most High hath destroyed them unto this day.
Right.
And what he did unto you in the wilderness until he came unto this place. And what he did unto Dathan and Abiram, right, the sons of Elah, the sons of Reuben. Now the earth opened her mouth and swallowed them up, and their household, and their tents, and all the substance that was in their possession in the midst of all of Israel. But your eyes have seen all the great acts of the Most High, which he did. Therefore shall ye keep all the commandments which I command you this day, that ye may be strong and go and possess the land, whether ye go to possess it, and that ye may prolong your days in the land, which the Most High sware unto your fathers, to give unto them and to their seed, a land that floweth with milk and honey. For the land whither thou goest in to possess it is not as the land of Egypt, from whence ye came out, where thou sowest thy seed, and waterest it with thy foot, as a garden of herbs.
Right, so what is that? They had to go around and water their seed, because the water, they had to go get the water from the river and water their seed, because it wasn't a land that was very fertile, right? So they had to switch thy foot. They had to get the water the plant. Read on.
Verse 11. But the land whether ye go to possess it is a land of hills and valleys, and drinking water of the rain of heaven, a land which the Most High thy power cared for. The eyes of the Most High thy power are always upon it, from the beginning of the year even unto the end of the year.
Wow.
And it shall come to pass, if ye shall hearken diligently unto my commandment, which I command you this day, to love the Most High thy power, and to swear, and to serve him with all your heart, and with all your soul, that I will give you the rain of your land in his due season.
Right, so you won't have to go and water your plants. All you gotta do is sow the seed, rain will come down, water the plants.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's what he's talking about. He said, man, listen, you ain't have to go get the seed, get the water, pour it every day. You gotta go water it. Put the seed out there. Don't worry about it. Yeah. I got you. Before you know it, mangoes everywhere. Mangoes for everybody. Right? Mango season, man. Falling off the tree. Right? This is listen, the most I talk about blessing us. We just be happy to have, a place to get the water to water the seed. The most I say, nah, you don't even gotta water the seed. It's just gonna put it in the ground. I got you. You gotta dig a hole, nothing. Just I got you. Right? All of a sudden, you know what I mean? That's like the most I'm talking about. This is blessings beyond our imagination.
You're gonna spit the seed out and it's gonna grow a tree.
That's it. They'll spit the seed out, another tree growing right there. You know what I'm saying? Most is trying to give us something that we can't fathom sometimes. We can't really, And he did it. He said the land would flow with milk and honey. He said the rain was drinking water. He said it rained drinking water. Right?
You can't beat that, boy.
You know what I'm saying? So you just had this was just coming. You had everything you needed all the time. All right, read.
Verse 14. That I will give you in the rain of your land in his due season, that first rain and the latter rain, that thou mayest gather in thy corn and thy wine and thy oil.
Right, what's that? The olives, right? corn, the wine. Right. That means the grapes was growing out, off the chain, making wine. You know what I mean? You're enjoying wine. This is living it up, man. All right, read on.
And I will send grass in thy fields for thy cattle,
Right.
that thou mayest eat and be full. Take heed to yourselves.
So what you gonna eat? The grass?
No, the cattle.
You eat the cattle, right? So you're gonna send grass in the field so your cattle will eat the grass, and that you will eat the cattle, and be full.
You don't gotta be a
You
Presbyterian.
gotta be a breatharian.
Breatharian. Right? Some vegetarians just read that and say, "See, you're gonna eat the grass," and the cow will be looking at you like, "The grass is for me. Why are you eating the grass? I'm supposed to eat the grass." They rob the cow of his grass. Read.
Verse 16.
Uh-huh.
Take heed to yourselves, that your heart be not deceived, and ye turn aside and serve other gods and worship them.
Come on.
And them the Most High wrath, and then the Most High's wrath be kindled against you. And he shut up the
You
heaven,
do what?
and he shut up the heaven.
He can shut the heaven up, meaning you'll get no rain. You see Israel now? You walk around there, it look like it never rained. That ground is so dry and rocky. It's amazing to think that we had grass, when we were in that land. It looked like never a blade of grass ever grew out there. That's how dry that land is out there. But I show you, most of us say, I will shut it up. He go shut it. He ain't playing. He said, he's not going to give Esau the greenery that we had. You know what I mean? Not till we come back in the land where the land starts to yield us green again. All right? Read.
That there be no rain, and that the land yield not her fruit, unless ye perish quickly from off the good land which the Most High giveth you. Verse 18. Therefore shall ye lay up these my words in your heart and in your soul, and bind them for a sign upon your hand,
Uh-huh.
that they may be as frontlets between your eyelids.
Yep.
Well, between your eyes.
Uh-huh.
And ye shall teach them your children,
Right?
speaking of them, when thou sittest in thine house, and when thou walkest by thy way, when thou layest down, and when thou risest up.
Right. So never get tired of talking about the law, statutes, and commandments, huh?
Come on.
You know?
And thou shalt write them upon the doorposts of thine house.
Right. You should put them on your door. Put the law on your door, your house. Right? As you come and go from your door, you should be passing that 10 Commandments. All right? And you see those people got the Suzu?
That's what it's called?
Yeah.
They go on your doorpost.
It goes on your doorpost. That's to represent the law on your door. Sometimes you just put the 10 Commandments. I got 10 Commandments.
I have it
You know,
right
that's just
behind.
my
I wrote
book.
it and
Right.
put it inside.
Even that. You know what I mean? Just keep it as a reminder that we keep the commandments. Read.
And upon thy gates.
And upon your gate, when there's somebody coming up to your house, they should see that you keep the commandments. Right? Read.
That your days may be multiplied, and the days of your children, in the land which the Most High sware unto your fathers to give them,
Right.
as the days of heaven upon the earth. For if ye shall diligently keep all these commandments which I have commanded you, to do them, to love the Most High your power, to walk in all his ways, and to cleave unto him, then will the Most High drive out all these nations from before you, and ye shall possess greater nations and mightier than yourselves. Every place thereon the soles of your foot shall tread shall be yours. From the wilderness and Lebanon, from the river and the river Euphrates, even unto the uttermost sea shall your coast be. There shall no man be able to stand before you, for the Most High your power shall lay the fear of you and the dread of you upon all the land that ye shall tread upon, as he hath said unto you.
Right. So all the nations going to fear us. Right? As we was coming into Israel, all those nations feared us. The dread of us was upon them. They didn't want no part of us. All right. And Most High is going to do that again. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
All right. So that concludes the portion for the Shabbat. Most High had.
Hallelujah.
It's good to read about our blessings every so often, because our curses is ever before us. All right, so it's good to read about our blessings. It's good to see, that the Most High is in control of everything that we see, know, and understand. And he has the power to, to give us, beyond our wildest dreams, blessings. All right. So at this point, being that we finished the portion, I think we should go to just a little closing prayers. One time, bless the Shabbat, bless the food.
Yeah, since I think the 28th is the new moon, should we, everybody that's sit prepared? Say we're
I
gonna
thought it
bring?
said 29.
It's the 29th.
Well, yeah, it's Thursday, right?
That's
So-
Thursday?
It's coming
Oh
up
yeah,
this
it's
week.
Thursday, yeah.
Yeah,
This week.
Yes, this
yeah. So what do you want to do?
Boy.
Having everybody go over what they're gonna bring.
We'll let headquarters deal with that. We'll talk about it amongst us. We'll put it on the WhatsApp.
Okay.
We'll send it on the WhatsApp. All right. We'll talk about it and we'll just send it on the WhatsApp as a group. What's going to be brought to the new. All right, Khan.
Gone.
With that, then we'll say Admadim Upanya Rush. Celebrate Jerusalem. A couple prayers that we didn't send up yet, so we're going to send those up now. We'll start with Psalms 121. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Baba Kishah Yahweh, Shemai Zapulayu, Psalms 121. Listen to our prayer. Anya, Horium, Ayanya, Ayo, Horium, Ayan, Yawa'a, Isaiah, Yawa'a, Yehovah, Shai, Shemayim, Maharatiza, La'a, Menathon, Amawat, Regalia, La'a, Yinawam, Shashmarka, La'a, Yinawam, Wala'a, Yeshan, Shashmar, Yasharallah, Yahweh, Samaria, Yahweh, Tezalia, Ayo, Yum Yawamam, Hashamash, La'a, Hakaya, Wayrak, La'a, Maniela, Yahweh, Yashmaria, Marco, Rai, Yashamar, Yapasha, Yahweh, Yashamar, Awalakia, Wa'aya, Aitha, Wa'ai, Aiwalam, Mahasham, Hamashiach, Yahushai, the water, Tamyan,
Amen. Psalms 121 in English. I will lift up my eyes unto the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from Yahweh, which have made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth will not be slaughtered. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Yasharallah shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is the shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Most High shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in, from this time forth and even forevermore. By Hashem Hamashiach Yahushai Tawadatam Yad. Amen.
Amen.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Psalms 133. Shayar, Ama'awa, Adawa, Hana, Ma, Tawa, Wama, Nayam, Shabbat, Akim, Gum, Yakad, Kashaman, Atawa, Ayel, Hara'ash, Yarad, Ayel, Zakwan, Aharan, Shayarad, Ayel, Kaya, but Wafiwa, Kato, Harumwan, Shirad, Ayel, Ariyah, Tejuan, Kaya, Shum, Tazawah, Yahweh, Af, Habraka, Kayayam, I Walam, Mahasham, Mashiach, Yahushua, the water, the yard,
Amen. Psalms 133 in English. Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. It is like the precious ointment upon the head that ran down upon the beard, even Aaron's beard, that went down to the skirts of his garment, as the dew of Hermon, and as the dew that descended upon the mountains of Zion. For there the Most High commanded the blessing, even life forevermore. Bahashim Hamashiach Yahushai, the Wadatham Yad, Amen.
Amen.
Psalms 150, the praise. Praise ye Yahweh.
Hallelujah.
Praise the Most High in the sanctuary.
Hallelujah.
Praise him in the firmament of his power.
Hallelujah.
Praise him for his mighty acts.
Hallelujah.
Praise him according to his excellent greatness.
Hallelujah.
Praise him with the sound of the trumpet.
Hallelujah.
Praise him with the psaltery and harp.
Hallelujah.
Praise him with the timbrel and dance.
Hallelujah.
Praise him with the string instrument and organs.
Hallelujah.
Praise him upon the loud cymbals.
Hallelujah.
Praise him upon the high sounding cymbals.
Hallelujah.
Let everything that have breath praise ye Yahweh.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Praise ye Yahweh. Bahashim Hamashiach Yahushai, the Wadatham Yad. Amen.
Amen.
Everything that have breath, praise Yahweh.
Hallelujah.
So why do Yahweh for giving us the Shabbat day of peace? We ask you to bless you and protect us as we go forth out there to do thy work and do thy will, to bring Jacob again to thee. Guide us in our wisdom and our knowledge and understanding. Wake our people up, for the time is short and our salvation is near than we believe. Baruch Shah, Yahweh, bless the feast of the Shabbat day, bless the food that we shall receive. Let it be a blessing unto our bodies as his word was a blessing unto our spirit, giving us all that we need to thrive and survive in his kingdom. All this we ask in the name of Mashiach Yahushua. The Lord that have breath, praise Yahweh.
Hallelujah.
The Lord that have breath, praise Yahweh.
Hallelujah.
Mashiach Yahushua, the Wadatham Yad, Amen.
Amen.
We shall receive. Hallelujah.